Yo, what's up YouTube? What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. Today we're checking out Deacon Blues from Steely Dan. All right, looks like it might be off the Asia album. This one's been highly requested for me to react to on this channel for some time. We've got a 7-minute, 36-second song right here to check out. All right, so I'm excited to dive in. Here's some more Steely Dan, one of the golden children, one of the golden groups on this channel that I just love coming back to. So appreciate you guys for showing the love back, checking out the reactions, and suggesting more great Steely Dan for me to dive into. Let's go ahead and spin this one up today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out the description if you're enjoying rocking with the channel, man. Become a member of YouTube Patreon. We're hosting album reviews, so don't forget, man, come join us over there. All right, let's go.
Shape is my shame, there where I used to stand. It seems like only yesterday I gazed through the glass at ramblers, wild gamblers, that's all in the past. You
That
call
bass.
me a fool, you say it's a crazy. This one's for real, I already bought the dream. So useless to ask me why. Throw a kiss and say goodbye. I'll make it this time. I'm ready to cross that fine line.
Some classy rock.
The saxophone, I play just what I feel. Drink scotch whiskey all night long, and die behind the wheel. They got a name for the winners in the world. I want a name when I lose. They call Alabama the Crimson Tide. Call me Deacon Blues.
Crimson Tide, call me the Deacon Blues.
My doctor,
Ooh, nice
no
little
more
transition.
a victim of laughing chance.
Hey, this is rich, man.
This is for me, the essence of true romance.
Listen to all the sprinkles, all the accents.
Sharing the things we know and love with those of my kind. Libation, sensation that stagger the mind. I crawl like a viper through these suburban streets. Make love to these women, languid and bittersweet. I'll rise when the sun goes down, cover every game in town. A world of my own,
Nightwalker.
I'll make it my home, sweet home. Learn to work the saxophone. I play just what I feel. Drink scotch whiskey all night long,
This line right here is wicked.
and die behind the wheel. They got a name for the winners in the world. I want a name when I lose. They call Alabama the Crimson Tide. Call me Deacon Blues. Deacon Blues.
He wants a name when he loses. I mean, this guy's in a negative headspace, it sounds like. He got so much in the box. Their sound is crazy. Such an evolved sound from what I'm used to.
This is the night of the expanding man. I take one last drag as I approach the stand. I cried when I wrote this song. Sue me if I play too long. This brother is free. I be what I want to be. I learned to work the saxophone. I play just what I feel. Drink Scotch whiskey all night long. And guy behind the wheel, they got a name for the winners in the world. I want a name when I lose. They call Alabama the Crimson Tide. Call me Deacon Blue, Deacon Blue.
Damn, this is a deep one, man. What great sounds, though. They just keep raining it on, baby. Just so classy sounding, man. These guys did a little bit of everything in this, man. They did a little bit of everything, from my eyes. From my eyes, man. So, growing up, I didn't ever hear music like this. I didn't. So let's just focus on instrumentation. Let's focus on saxophones and brass instruments and pianos. These weren't in the music I was ever exposed to. The closest I ever came to hearing music with those kind of instruments in it. Okay, now don't get me wrong. There's some like Tejano music with it, but not in this style. That's more like upbeat. It's a whole different vibe. If you've never heard Tejano music, you don't quite know what I mean then. That it's a whole different vibe, even though it might use some of the same instruments. It's nothing like this, right? This sounds more like, I don't know, jazz room. It's nothing, Tejano's nothing like that, at least the music I know. It's very up-tempo dance, it's dancing music, in much different style than this. But that's where I could say, yeah, I'm familiar with those kind of instruments being used differently. Right here, though, this just feels like soft, jazzy rock mixed up with, some soft rock kind of going on. But the closest I ever got to hearing this kind of stuff was like my next door neighbor's dad, who I love, man, he changed my life. That man changed my life with a few words. He really kicked me in the butt and got me in gear. I love him so much. Rest in peace. Beautiful man. But he would spin records that I hadn't ever heard before. And it's just kind of like in and out the house. I wouldn't be in there too long. I didn't know what he was listening to. I just know that he was like a Rod Stewart fan. He was a fan of different things, but he would play like definitely some jazz sometimes, things that I don't know, right? I couldn't even tell you what other artists he listened to, other than I knew that he had a record from Rod Stewart at one point. That's all I knew. I was too young to really get into good conversation with him and explore his world and know more about him as a man. I was just young and I was into like games and playing outside and playing football and not even have the same interest. But with that being said, I would have always thought it was just, I don't know, love songs. I wouldn't have thought that that kind of music would talk about sadness. In this case, it felt kind of depression. It felt, he's talking about crashing behind the wheel. I want a name for when I lose. Like, it definitely felt more negative energy on this as far as the lyrics go. But as far as the music goes, it took me to music that I would think would be relating to much differently. I guess my mind just didn't put together that this kind of music, this kind of sound could have a sad undertone when it came to the lyrical content. And maybe I'm misreading it. Maybe I heard it the way I wanted to hear it and I didn't quite hear what he was saying. So we'll dive into that here in a bit. But wow, what a song. I do believe him at the point in the song. It almost feels introspective to whoever is writing the song, that they're kind of looking inward and writing a song about themselves and feelings that they've been through, or maybe somebody they examined. We'll see. But with the lyrics, when it hit the point to where he said he cried writing the song, I actually believed him when I heard that. I believe this could have very well been written from a dark place. And when he wrote those lyrics, I could very much understand if he was actually crying when he wrote it. But musically challenging, this thing was amazing. I just cannot believe the way they use instrumentation is just, it's very innovative to my ears. I'm used to very structured music where the verse sounds one way, the chorus sounds another way. You might get some musical breaks in there, but overall there's a very clear blueprint and structure that you follow throughout the song. This felt just, it felt evolving as it went. It felt improvised, even though I'm sure it probably wasn't. It felt like I was just listening to different instruments doing what they wanted at different parts of the song, and it was nice. It was nice, okay? You just don't get that a lot with music because music does have a structure to it. This one just felt almost off the cuff, and I like that. I like that it was designed. It felt that way to me, and I thought that was just a really nice, cool thing with Steely Dan right here with the Deacon Blues. So definitely messing with this song. I love the lyrics. I love the song, the tones, the notes that we got. I love everything about it. So great song right here with Steely Dan. All right, guys, we got Steely Dan right here with Deacon Blues off the Asia album, released in 1973, considered jazz, rock, yacht rock. We reacted to the album version here today. Songwriters is Walter Becker and Donald Fagen. On this one, it peaked at number 19 on the Billboard charts and number 17 on the US Cashbox Top 100 in June 1978. It also reached number 40 on the Easy Listenings chart, went to number 14 in Canada, number 20 on the Adult Contemporary. It was listed as 214 on Rolling Stone's Top 500. Donald Fagen said of the song's opening lines and theme, the concept of the expanding man that opens a song may have been inspired by Alfred Bester's The Demolished Man. Walter and I were major sci-fi fans. The guy in the song imagines himself ascending to the levels of evolution, expanding his mind, his spiritual possibilities, and his options in life. The song was largely written at Fagen's house in Malibu and was prompted by his observation that if a college football team like the University of Alabama could have a grandiose name like the Crimson Tide, the nerds and losers should be entitled to a grandiose name as well. The song's protagonist muses Fagen is somewhat autobiographical in that it reflected the dreams Fagen and Becker had about becoming jazz musicians while living in the suburbs. Characterized as a loser by Becker, the song's subject was meant to reflect a broken dream of a broken man living a broken life. In 2013 memoir, Eminent Hipsters, Fagen gives credit to Norman Mailer as inspiration for the narrator's persona. It toyed with the cliche of jazz musicians as anti-hero. It was kind of a takeoff on that old essay by Norman Mailer, The White Negro. Not to mention our lives up to that point. The alienated white suburban kid thinks that if he learns how to play bebop, he'll throw off the chains of repression and live the authentic life, unleash the wild seeds of art and passion, and so on. On the origins of the song's name, Fagen says it was inspired by football player Deacon Jones, as they liked the sound of his name. It also had 2 syllables, which was convenient, like Crimson. The song, however, is really about the ultimate outsider, the flip side of the dream, Boyo, Call Me Deacon blues. So definitely we picked up on some of that. Definitely, you know, down the depression side of things, down the sadder side of life. It was kind of crazy because as I was listening to this up to the first time we reached that part where he's talking about, you know, sipping whiskey, I started feeling, man, this would be a really great song to sit there actually with like a glass of scotch, whiskey, and sip to while you're listening to this song. And then he goes on to talk about dying behind the wheel, and I'm like, wait, better yet, maybe it's not a good drinking song because you don't need some wrong motivation. Okay, so wild right here. Definitely enjoyed it, man. Thank you to Steely Dan for producing this one, and appreciate you guys for suggesting this one to me. If there's going to be more from Steely Dan to check out, you guys go ahead and let me know down in the comment sections. I greatly appreciate that. That's how we picked this one up today. All right, don't forget to like, subscribe, check out the description, become a member YouTube Patreon, man, and I'll see y'all on the next one. All right, peace.